happen now.
Bullshit.
So
Bull fucking shit. I'll believe it when I see it. I heard that same thing. I will believe it when I see it. And you give me a show where someone gets killed by a lightsaber, and I'll believe you.
I think what he was saying was that they're going to stop the subtle like messaging.
He literally said we have to step back from the woke culture in our like in our storytelling. And it's like, oh, you think? Really? You think that's a good idea now? You started
the thing is, though,
16.
I think the bridges have already been burned, though. It's not like it's gonna break.
You've already created apathy where there's fans that you had lifelong fans that don't even give a fuck about their favorite franchises anymore. That's what you've done.
Yeah.
Like, you've alienated Marvel fans, you've alienated fucking Star Wars fans, you've alienated goddamn fucking Toy Story fans. Like,
Indiana Jones fans too, bro.
Yes. Like, Pirates of the Caribbean. Like,
yep.
Everything. You literally have taken all of your franchises and flipped them on their head and then shoved their head in 6 feet in the ground. Like,
yep.
It's some ridiculous bullshit. I'll never believe it until I see it. And until I see them literally just like, dude, even fucking Star Wars Theory at this point. He said this the other night, which I know you haven't watched the stream yet, Rome, but you said you were going to today. Theory literally said, like, I used to be all for to each their own with the sequels and shit. You know? And he's like, at this point, the sequel fans have been so fucking mean to me that I'm just like, fuck you. If I had control, that should never happened. That's not canon.
I didn't know. I didn't. Besides, like, Santa, I didn't know that there were diehard sequel fans out.
Oh, there's a fuck ton, dude. And actually, most of them are Last Jedi fans.
Cuckoo.
Yeah, right?
Why? That's the worst Star Wars movie.
See, like
Rogue One.
Theory said this, and I think he was referring to Santa and others when he said this. But he was like, there's a couple sequel fans that have been super sweet to me, and they're really good people. And they can agree to disagree with me, but I talked to them. And I think Santa was one of the people he was referring to there. Because Santa knows, and he's had me on his show, he knows that I'm not at all a sequel fan. But we still have a great conversation because he knows I'm a prequel fan and he's a sequel fan. But we can still get along and talk about stuff. And he's a great guy. But that's just because he's a genuinely good person in reality.
And he's also, you can't say he's not like a true fan either. Like,
yes, exactly. Because he has reasons. It's not like he's just like, Ray's the best. No, he's like, he has actual legitimately founded reasons as to why he likes those movies. And that's okay. If you have a founding reason as to why you enjoy the sequels, then more power to you. I just can't.
Yeah.
Like, personally, I can't. But it doesn't make you any less of a Star Wars fan. What makes you, to me, less of a Star Wars fan is belittling and attacking other Star Wars fans who disagree with your point. Because then you don't understand fundamentally what Star Wars is there for.
Is Theory being attacked by fans of the sequels? Is that what's happening?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's been happening for years.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's why he's sick and tired of it.
Wasn't Theory kind of nice, though, to the sequels? He was, kind of like,
it's
not really my cup of tea.
He was way too nice to the sequels, in my opinion. But
John Graeber's on the RoloRome.
Let's go!
What's up, man?
What's happening?
What's happening, John?
I got to write up the cars here. So what's going on, you guys?
No, nothing much.
Nothing much, man. We're
got an early today, so
we're talking about, Bob Iger currently, so.
Bob Iger. What a putz.
John's like, yeah, that guy.
And about how he, apparently is going to change the way that things are done. in Disney, which is not true, but
I just don't believe he's just. I just think that he's saying it to say it. Like
Yes, I agree.
yeah, like I don't think anything because even if the changes do happen, right? We're not going to see those changes for the next couple years because all the movies they've already been making are ready to go and are already in post production. So it's like you'll have to wait until after the Acolyte and or 2 to see any differences.
I think he knows he's in trouble. And he's just saying anything he has to say to keep
100%.
his power like everybody else.
I agree with that one, John.
Yeah,
Definitely.
100%. I think he knows that Disney's going to be in the red in 5 to 10 years, and he's just saying things so that they don't lose any more money. Because to tell you the truth, when you lose, there are so many fans of Star Wars that no longer care, and when you alienate the biggest fandom on the whole planet, that's something that
arguably the biggest.
What?
I said arguably the biggest. I don't think that Star Wars necessarily is the largest. In fact, I think it's up there with Marvel and Lord of the Rings and DC.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can all be like I
it
think,
was Disney's biggest acquisition.
That's true. Like Star Wars because it's the highest selling franchise of all time.
And I heard the other day that Disney Plus Star Wars is way beyond anything else even on Disney Plus.
That I believe. 100%.
Yeah, I read that the other day.
Do you think that Grogu has to do with that? Or Mando and the hype behind them?
I would say Mando's most. I'd say Mando's 80% of it.
Yeah. But I think that's bringing a lot of people to start watching the original trilogy and the prequels.
Yeah.
To get that view because me looking I had the great opportunity of showing somebody who had never seen Star Wars and barely knew anything about it the whole original 6 movies. And that was my ex-girlfriend and she was mind blown at the storytelling. We did 4, 5, and 6 and then 1, 2, and 3. Actually, no, wait. I think we did the prequels first because she did not even know Anakin was Vader. So we did the sequels or the prequels first, and then went into Vader and everything like that in the original trilogy. But she was in love with it, and then when she saw, she got a random video on Instagram or TikTok of Han Solo getting killed.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm never watching those goddamn movies. That's disgusting. Fuck it. She was so mad, man. She was freaking the hell out. She was like, I can't believe they did that. She was so pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I was pissed when Han died, bro. And I'm I what's up, dog? I grew up with the prequels. I didn't grow up watching the original trilogy, but I was pissed when Han died, bro. I was so mad about that. But it's something that Daimyo said though too. He said this a month or something ago, and it's a point that I think is true. I think a big part of the reason why a lot of the new stuff loses the hype is that everything now leads to the sequels. We all know what happens next after all of this.
Yeah.
So
it's just gonna have to, though.
Yeah, it has to, and I don't I get that, but you can enjoy if they give us if they fix Grand Admiral Thrawn, if they fix Grand Admiral Thrawn when he talks like that, and they actually make a good Thrawn coming forward, then I think that you could do a really nice concise trilogy there that would make a lot of people happy if it's done the correct way. Here's what you need. You need Jon Favreau. You need Dave Filoni. You need Sam Witwer. And then on top of that, you need consulting from George. And you can make yourself a really good, and Timothy Zahn. and Timothy Zahn,
But
and you can make yourself
I
a
thought
really
George is like. I thought George is
George,
retired now.
George talks to the ones that he actually thinks could have a point. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So George doesn't want anything to do with Disney, but he's been on set for all 3 seasons of Mando.
Okay.
And you know what? Get Tony Gilroy. Get all of them together in a room and just go make a good Star Wars Heir to the Empire movie. Or make a good Star Wars Mando climax.
Not gonna happen.
Now, have you guys discussed Dave Filoni taking more of a higher position control?
I think we discussed that like a couple weeks ago, but yeah, no, I think he's already had that. You know, like
Damio kind of made that point.
it's
He
just
said,
a switch of the title. Like it's the same title, but just a different name added onto it. He's still executive.
But now Dave like greenlights everything now. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, but we didn't get that first article, the first one. We didn't get that article until 2 years after he already was in that position.
True.
So he's probably already been the guy doing that stuff.
Well, why does he have the final say in like
I'm telling
everything?
you, dude, they have to get Sam Witwer in there because he's willing, he's able, he's a massive fan, he's a nerd like us. He sits there and plays freaking Star Wars Battlefront and makes models like John does. Like he's a true fan. So why is he not being given any sort of anything? Like Sam Witwer went from being an actor to somebody who like genuinely could probably run a franchise.
Because they're trying to appease the suits. It's why. They're trying to appease.
The suits are not appeased right now with how much money they're losing.
Yeah, but the suits aren't going to change course, though, because this is all that they know.
They are bit by bit. Did you hear now that at Disney World, they're going to be bringing in like Clone Wars characters and like
what?
And Vader and stuff like that is now going to be on like Galaxy's Edge, and they want to revamp Galaxy's Edge.
John makes models, all right. Dog.
I am going to. I got all next week off, so it's starting tomorrow. I'm going to do something.
Oh, sweet! What do you?
Hey,
any idea what you're making? Dude, the Endor one came out so good.
That was cool.
That was so cool. Anybody go and subscribe to John Graeber, the Space Jockey, and check out his models because they are sweet. This World Between Worlds one, that was like. That one is really cool. And then you got the Endor one, and I don't remember who gave you the idea for the fire, but it worked out so well.
I was done in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that was sweet. Yeah, the pace that you make these models, dude, I can't even like fathom. You're just like boop, 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 boop. It's like it's like you're in a Lego game and you're just like doing the quick like building that they do in that game. Like
I don't know what I want to do. Something I don't know what I want to do though.
You haven't done a Mustafar one, have you?
No. Because I got the playset, but no, I've never done the actual Mustafar.
Yeah, I had the old.
I'll be honest though, I don't think the Galaxy's Edge is really going to get a revamp. I just don't.
I don't think they're going to give it the money at this point. No, I just think they're going to add characters in.
They should make a new park. That's what they should do.
They don't have the money to do that.
I know, but I'm saying they should make a new park.
I can't believe they haven't done Disney Plus somewhere that centers around Galaxy's Edge.
Exactly.
I came and saw it on the show. Let's go see it now. I mean, it's there. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's just dumb. I mean, to be fair with that, to be fair, for Dog in the chat, to be fair, but I genuinely, I don't think that they have the mindset to even know what they need to do. They're not paying attention to us whatsoever. I mean, they are, but it's like they're not. It's like anything that the fans say goes in one ear and out the other.
They don't care, is what it is. They could care less.
Well, they're gonna care now because they're losing money.
Well, yeah, now, but they haven't cared for so long that they've driven away 60% of their fan base.
I mean, they're never gonna fully drive me away because, like, I love Star Wars. I'm gonna watch any Star Wars show that comes out, but I'm not gonna like them all. That's for sure. But I'm gonna watch them to review them, so that if you guys don't want to watch it, you don't have to. You can just watch.
You were pretty upset after the end of Ahsoka, though. Like, you were pretty pissed off.
Oh, I am still.
Yeah.
I am still, and if people loved it, I'm really happy that they did.
And I did love it.
I know John liked it. John and I had a conversation about this, and
Fair enough.
and John really enjoyed Ahsoka, and that's awesome. I enjoyed a lot of parts of Ahsoka. I just didn't like the way that it ended because to me it felt like it was just okay. We haven't gone anywhere, haven't done anything. Like in my mind, it's like yes, it's a setup, but you should have season 2 ready to go if you're gonna do that. You know,
they haven't even announced anything yet, have they?
No, they have not.
I don't think so. I think now they're focused on like.
Mando
I think they're moving in. Now they're moving into the Bad Batch. I think because just in the first
3
episode.
Bad Batch 3 is supposed to come out in 2024.
Because we don't even have a date or anything for that, do we?
They just released something about it recently.
Oh, did they? Oh, I haven't seen that.
I don't remember where I read that, but they just were talking about season 3. I don't think there's even a date for it, but it's supposed to be 2024.
When are we getting Andor season 2?
Andor probably won't come out until the beginning of 2025, I'm guessing. And honestly, Andor is the one I'm most excited for. Skeleton Crew is like up in the air. I don't even know what's going on with Skeleton Crew.
Boy, they haven't said anything about that at all.
No, but it's supposed to come out like 2024. Yeah, it's supposed to come out this year, and I have no idea.
I mean, in all fairness,
well, John, they did release the trailer. They released the trailer at Star Wars.
That was only at the convention, though, right? Like,
yeah, it was Yep, it was at Celebration.
Wasn't Ahsoka meant to come out last year? In fairness,
Ahsoka was supposed to come out 2 years ago.
Yeah, but then they pushed it back, right?
Well,
yeah.
They couldn't finish the post production.
Dude, I'm still pissed. They should have. I'm sorry. I mean, we're still kind of on like the topic, but Kenobi should have been a movie. I am so pissed about that. That should have been like a 2-part movie. I was
talking to a customer at work the other day, and he absolutely loves Kenobi. Loved it.
Really?
Oh, he thought it was the best thing since sliced bread, dude. Like he freaking loved it. He was like, that fight at the end was the best, and I'm like, yes, yeah, it was really good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I don't want to piss off a customer here, and then he goes, but I don't like the prequels and I don't like the original trilogy. I'm like, what the who are you? Like what? And he goes, oh yeah, Lord of the Rings isn't good either. I'm like,
are you sure he wasn't? Are you sure he wasn't trolling you?
I'm like, here's your fish. Get out of my store.
Yeah. Be gone with you.
Yeah, right.
He doesn't like the original trilogy or the prequels. I can understand not liking the prequels, but not liking the original trilogy. They're god tier movies, bro. Like, they're 3 of the greatest movies ever. And like,
yeah.
I love now how people.
It was like a mind fuck, dude. I was like, what are you?
I love how now people.
I thought it was literally like a joke. Like I was like, oh, you're serious? Like it.
Where did this new opinion come from that, you know, A New Hope's boring now? That's like what like people are saying now.
Opinion. It's not. It's so stupid. A New Hope is nowhere near boring.
Yeah.
Is it? It is a concise movie that could have been one movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you never if they never made another Star Wars after A New Hope, it would still be just as good to this day. Yeah, right, Kenobi. I hate that guy. Don't know him, but I hate him.
No, but like, in all seriousness, A New Hope is not boring. Like it's just a lot of like exposition. It's not boring.
No, the
It's
exposition's all in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which is where
like,
exposition should be.
Well, no, but like I'm saying, people argue that there's not really a whole lot of action. Well, no, it's not really meant to be an action story.
You don't need action. You don't need
No.
action to make a good story. Look at Oppenheimer. You don't need action to make a good story. Look, quite frankly, look at Barbie. Does Barbie have action in it? Probably. I haven't seen it, but probably not, because people still loved it. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
You don't need action to make a good movie. Look at any Wes Anderson film. They all make money.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need action to make a good movie.
Back in 1977, A New Hope, I'm pretty sure, was like the shit. It was like the biggest thing.
Well, John can tell us. John saw it in theaters.
I did not see A New Hope in theaters, but
Oh, I thought you did.
no, not in theaters. I was too little, and my dad got bootleg tapes for me.
Ah, there you
go. Sick. Did
so
you see
you
Empire,
saw
John?
The first movie I saw was Return of the Jedi in the theaters, actual theaters.
Ooh.
Everything else, when they got out, my dad got bootleg tapes, and I got to watch them that way.
Right, because John and my mother are the same age, I believe. So that would make sense.
All right. Yeah, I just know that my mom saw
Bobby. It might be Bobby then, who I was thinking of, who watched it.
Might have been. Yeah. Return of the Jedi was the first.
You're thinking of Bobby, or you're thinking about Daryl. It could be Daryl too.
No, I don't think it was Daryl.
Oh, well, but no, I mean, I've read like articles from back in 1977 that said that A New Hope was well, it wasn't called that then, but they said that that movie was something that was to be behold or to be marveled at, because it was something that had never been done, and now,
yeah,
the people that say that A New Hope is boring, I wonder if they're sequel fans, because the sequels are fucking boring. So sorry to say, but I fall asleep watching The Rise of Skywalker, bro. I'm not even kidding.
Walked out, dude. I nearly walked out of that.
Oh, really? Now that does surprise me, falling asleep, because that's a busy movie right there.
Yeah, I couldn't fall asleep during that, but there was a point, that movie is where because after The Last Jedi, I went and saw The Last Jedi 2 more times. Because I'm I loved it the first time. And I'm but I hated the end. And then I went and saw it 2 more times. 3 times in total. And I was I don't know how I feel about this, but then everybody's speculating about stuff, and that was some of the best time in the Star Wars franchise. Other than in between 7 and The Last Jedi, 7 and The Last Jedi had the best time, dude. Everybody was fans. Everybody was hype. What are they gonna do? Where is this gonna go? All the speculation, all the fun. The fandom was rejoined, and then The Last Jedi comes out, and shit goes down, obviously. So I had to process it. That's why I'm I had to see this a couple times. I'm I don't like this movie, but there is a fixing. They can fix this, right? Because I don't know if you remember, but John Boyega was saying right before Last Jedi came out, he was "Oh, dude, this is gonna be the battle to end all battle is gonna be freaking sick. It's gonna be a full-on war, the biggest Star War you've ever seen." And then I was "Oh, this is gonna be sick." And I watched it, and I'm Luke's a bitch, and they killed him.
Yeah, they did him dirty.
And then when it comes to Rise, I remember seeing the trailers. They're good. The Rise trailers are pretty solid, and you go
but
it's just an amalgamation of Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams just fighting each other. That's
when they lost me though, the Rise trailer lost me when you could hear Palpatine laughing. I was like, they did not.
That was weird.
Like,
but no, that was Last Jedi.
Was it?
Yeah, that was Last Jedi, where they had Palpatine laughing in it.
That wasn't the Rise of Skywalker trailer?
No, it was Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, it was?
Yep.
I thought it was Last Jedi.
Yeah, because after Rey cuts, or
maybe
after she's like fighting off Kylo's, she's fighting off like a TIE fighter or something. The camera pans out to like, the sand planet, and then you can hear Palpatine laughing.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I was like, they're not bringing him back, right? And then within like 5 fucking minutes, the only like explanation that he like says is, the dark side's a pathway to, many abilities some would consider to be unnatural. And I was like, bro, you're literally dead. You're not alive. How are you here, bro?
Yeah,
the end of the Return of the Jedi is ruined now.
Dude, it should have been his end. I don't know why. Like, the only reason that they didn't do the original George Lucas scripts is because Dave Filoni killed off Darth Maul in Rebels. Because the original George scripts weren't the best, but better than what we got. Like, I mean, it was Darth Maul coming, like, Palpatine's original apprentice, fighting Luke Skywalker with his own apprentice, and then Maul has his own apprentice in Darth Talon. Like, that's fucking sick. And Maul's not trying to rule the galaxy. He's a crime lord. He's ruling all of the syndicates. So that's actually even more dangerous, because the syndicates control half of the governments. So it's like, that's like something really dangerous. And you have a Sith Lord ruling them? Like, that would have been...
More so than the First Order. It's a lot more dangerous than what...
The First Order is a joke. They're even a joke in Mando. Everybody's like, they're worthless. Fuck them. Like, stupid.
The First Order is like...
And they're gonna kill Thrawn, obviously. They're gonna kill Thrawn. So it's like, if you were gonna do anything, it should have been Thrawn or Maul. It's too late now.
Nah, bro. They made it Hux and Kylo Ren.
But Hux was so good in The Force Awakens, though. If you think about it, dude, he was literally Space Hitler. Like, he could have been such a good villain, and they just...
Hux was...
Did they have
There was something with Hux.
Yes, and Domhnall Gleeson is a great actor. And then they put him in a freaking phone call with Poe Dameron, who's like, oh, your mom? He's like, my mom. And he's like, yeah, your mom. And it's like a fucking your mom joke. And it's like, if Tarkin was there, if it was Tarkin in place of him, he would have been like,
launched a nuke at him.
Fucking blow him up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kill him right now.
Yeah.
Screw him. Fuck them all. Kill them all. I'm not even gonna answer this phone. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, why? Why would you even answer the phone? There's no reason. It's not Star Trek.
And also,
like,
tell me if I'm wrong here. Wasn't Hux the traitor in the First Order?
Could have done that so much better. That he's just like, I'm the traitor, and they're like, okay, bam, and it's like, all right, that did nothing. You literally did nothing.
And then they made Captain Phasma for literally nothing. Like, she was there for...
Phasma and Hux are pointless. You could... The whole movies, all three of them could go by without Phasma and Hux, and it would still happen the same way.
And Phasma could have been cool, too. They could have made her cool.
Great in the book. She's great in the book. The book that's about her is so good. But it's like...
Yeah.
Why? Like, she's literally... You have an amazing actress behind that. And you don't use her at all. And she's amazing in Game of Thrones. But you don't use her acting abilities whatsoever. Like, it's just... But I remember sitting in The Rise of Skywalker when I'm watching this movie. and it was right after, like, it was right on the snow planet, whatever that was. Jibimi, I want to say something like that.
Was that when they found the like remnants of the Death Star?
No. That's the
Oh,
ocean
right.
Ireland planet. But
Yeah.
when I was watching it, it was the snow planet in the city, and then Rey is getting hunted down with everybody else after they
Oh
meet.
yeah.
And like she and Kylo like do the switch, and like she's seeing Vader's helmet, and he's like seeing where she's at, but like they're in the same place, but they're in different places at the same time. And I remember just sitting there, like, and my brain just goes, like, I'm not even thinking, I'm just watching. I'm like, okay, where is this gonna? And my brain just went, not Star Wars, and I was like, I woke up, like, I swear to God, like, I'm sitting here watching this, and I literally had this epiphany in Rise of Skywalker that, like, this is not Star Wars. Like,
I remember you calling me afterwards saying I don't like Star Wars anymore. Like,
yeah, I was like, this is what is this? The only part of the movie that I like, which still makes no sense, is when
everybody shows
up. Because, like, if that were Coruscant, that would be fucking awesome.
But it was Exegol.
Yes, but if that was Coruscant, and the Empire was just bombarding Coruscant and destroying everything, and Palpatine's back and all this stuff, right? And then you just have on your left, Poe, and it's Lando with like a ton of people. I'd be like, let's go! We're saving Coruscant. Hell yeah! But like, but it makes no sense because you needed the fucking Wayfinder to get through that nebula to get to Exegol.
Yeah, so then
how do they all
get there?
Oh my God.
How do they all get there?
That's the best part of the movie, though, because you see the Ghost, you see the Falcon, you see so many other ships that, like, you would know. You see Dash Rendar's ship from the old, was that Dark Empire, John? I think it was. Right?
Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire, that's what it was. So you see
surprised we didn't see the Razor Crest there. I'm surprised that the Razor Crest wasn't there.
Well, he wasn't a thing at the time.
He was off doing a bounty.
True.
Yeah, he was off doing a bounty.
He was blown up by then. She done already blown up.
Man, the sequels. Oh my God, dude. They're awful. Like, more power to people that love them, but nah, man.
I would say they're the worst movie I've ever seen, but I would say that I enjoy The Room more than I enjoy The Rise of Skywalker.
See,
but
on the sequels, I'm in the minority as far as liking the sequels. I was out even at The Force Awakens. Like, even in the theater, I'm like, no, Starkiller Base, you're going to do this again? And then, I was out.
Yeah, no, John and Ryan Campbell from RK Outpost have the same opinion there. Because Ryan has said many times, like, as soon as he started The Force Awakens, he's like, fuck this.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, see, I like The Force Awakens, but they lose me in The Last Jedi. That's kind of when I stopped, like...
I like
because of Luke.
There's so much stuff in The Force Awakens that I just do not like, and the Force did not awaken. Like, show me where the Force awakened. Because, like, in A New Hope, you have the New Hope, which is Luke Skywalker and Leia. In Empire Strikes Back, you have the Empire Strike Back in the beginning at Hoth. In Return of the Jedi, you have Anakin return from being Vader. Like, in The Phantom Menace, you have Palpatine manipulating everything. In Attack of the Clones show up. In Revenge of the Sith, Order 66 happens and Anakin becomes Vader. The name of the movie, something happens in each of these movies that makes sense. And then you have the Rise of Skywalker, and it's, oh, my name's Skywalker now. Fuck you. Literally. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I have nothing against Daisy Ridley. She did the best as she could. I've never blamed the cast. It's all the directors, all the writers, all that stuff. It's not the cast, and I don't think that anybody should be going after the cast. Even with Reva, in Kenobi, like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not. She's a terrible character, but she got paid to do the role, so it's not her fault that the show sucked.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, I hate when people go after the actors and actresses. Like, Kelly Marie Tran, who plays Rose in the sequels. She's a great actress in other stuff. Like, you don't go after her. She didn't do anything wrong. She just got a huge check and was like, I'll read the lines. You know what I mean? Like, it's not her fault.
Ahmed Best got it really, really badly, too.
Oh, he almost
Ahmed Best got it.
Yeah, no, Ahmed Best, like, and I always loved Jar Jar.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, John, but I always loved Jar Jar.
I love Jar Jar, actually.
Yeah, I thought he was great. I was like, when I was a kid, I was like, he's awesome. And that's what he was meant for. He was great for kids.
Yeah, it's for kids. Yeah, the whole thing is supposed to be for kids anyway.
Yeah. And then when they like, what Disney did with Jar Jar's character actually genuinely pissed me off. And I don't know if you guys know about
this character.
Yeah, I can't stand that Chuck Wendig book or whatever. Made him look
That's
like
the
a fool.
one.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's, how old is he at this point? And you're still making him the same character? Like, he didn't grow up. He was just a kid in the Phantom Menace. What they say, like 16, 17 years old, and then I was not a fan. No.
Yeah, and in the Phantom Menace, he was like 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
And you have him as a representative in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, and then you make him a jokester, a clown in the 30 years later.
They reduced him to a street performer in the book.
A street performer? What?
He becomes a street performer because... So I like the idea that he feels like he's responsible for the death of the Jedi because he does not know that Anakin's alive. He does not know that Obi-Wan's alive. He does not know that Ahsoka's alive. He knows Padme's dead. And what their thing is like he left the Senate because he felt like when he gave the vote to give Palpatine emergency powers, that it was his fault that all the Jedi were killed because he was a good friend of many Jedi. Even Mace Windu was a friend of Jar Jar's. And Jar Jar's like, I caused Annie to die. Like, and Obi. Like, he doesn't know that Anakin and Obi-Wan are still alive. He thinks that he was the reason that they're dead. And he knew since he was a 10-year-old kid. You know? It's like, that is such a good story. You could do so much with that there. But then you have him just give up on everything. And he becomes a street performer because he feels like the only thing he can do is make kids happy. And all the adults make fun of him.
All right, boys. I got to get out here. I got to go make an appearance. But depending on how long you are, I'll come back.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me on. That was great.
Man.
Oh, dude, anytime, John. Anytime.
See you guys.
You're welcome.
Bye,
You're welcome anytime, here, John.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for
Thank you. I
popping
appreciate
in.
it. All right, we'll see you guys.
Much love, brother. Go and subscribe to John Graeber.
Yes, go and subscribe to John Graeber. Nah, but in all seriousness, though, Jar, like, he got overhated after, like, the Phantom Menace. Like, he's not even that bad in that movie. Like,
no, he's not. And what sucks is, like, they literally relegate him to a street performer when in reality, like, in Clone Wars, you've already shown that he can fight. Like, he learns.
Yeah.
Imagine if Jar Jar, like, I would have loved this in Mando, right? You have Jar Jar come back in some way, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't know how long Gungans live. So you have Jar Jar come back in some way. and have him be just a master at Terraskasi, which is like Kung Fu in Star Wars. Have him just be a fucking martial arts badass.
Can we take over Disney? I mean, we can, but I think it's something that Roland said a long, long time ago. There has to be an Iron Age.
A galaxy far away.
There has to be an Iron Age
from Weird Al.
There has to be an Iron Age of fans that